Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you declare with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. It's that simple. There is nothing, I promise you, nothing too sinful that God will not forgive. He's waiting for you with open arms. He's kneeling down, proposing to you. You're invited to the marriage supper of the Lamb, which will be very soon. For those of us who put our faith in Jesus Christ alone. It's not some guess. I don't believe in Jesus because I want it to be true. I believe in Jesus because I've seen him. I've seen him move in my life, doing the impossible. I don't even know if I'd be alive. I really don't think I would be alive today if it weren't for him. There's so much I could tell you guys. And as much as I'd love to just prove God to you, it doesn't work like that. God isn't real because someone says he's real. You only see God when you're at your lowest moment for most people, and they have nowhere else to turn. And they go, what if this whole Jesus thing really is true? So they pray, they ask him to come into his life. They say, God, if you're real, show yourself to me. And if you're genuine, watch what he'll do. It's amazing. You have no idea how beautiful it is to surrender yourself at the foot of the cross. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. You will never be the same once you've known him. I would not be on here doing this if I didn't know him. I am the shyest person I think that ever existed. It feels that way. And if I can come on here and tell the world about Jesus Christ being the only way to heaven, so can you. If you are too shy, you can do this too. Because I'm just talking to a screen right now. But, yeah, you can know Jesus if you don't know him. You say, yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen. But did you try? You're gambling your eternity on what? Something that you could have taken a minute to try? You just close your eyes? If you're genuine, you have to be genuine. That's why so many people walk away from the faith, because they didn't actually mean it. You know? It's that simple. He says, if you seek me with your whole heart, you will find me. That is my favorite verse in the whole Bible, because it is God's promise to us. And we don't deserve it. You know? It's nothing we did. You know, I'm not on here saying that I'm a Christian and you're not, so I'm better than you. I'm just saying I want you to have this too. Why not? You know? What could be better than this? What could be more important than this? You know? I can't help you if you don't want to be helped, but I'm offering it to you. I'm just letting you know where you can get bread, because we're all starving here if we don't have bread. And Jesus is the bread of life. You know? God is good. God is great. Thank you for this plate. Do you ever pray that as a kid? Yeah, I used to do that at my, we would pray at my own house, of course, but like that like formulaic prayer, we did at my friend's house growing up, but before they would eat. But he really is amazing. Like, you can see it in people's eyes that genuinely know him. You can see the difference. Like, that alone is all the proof you'll ever need, is to look in the face of someone who was drowning in drugs, that is no longer a part of that now has Jesus Christ. That can only be God. It's no coincidence. That's all you need. If you're doubting, if you have any doubts that he is real, just look up testimonies and don't stop until you're convinced. I don't think it'll take you as long as you think. So many people, they just don't find God because they don't try. They're like, it's a waste of time, it's not real, it's a fairy tale. And some people say, I wouldn't follow him even if he were real. What? It's like a cancer patient saying, I wouldn't take the cure even if it was real. It's like, why? Why wouldn't you take that? And some people say, it's too good to be true. Most things are. Most things that do sound too good to be true generally are. But that's what makes this so amazing. And none of us earned it, It's a free gift. He calls it a gift. Isn't it funny? We celebrate Christmas, and we kind of make it all about us, don't we? We're the ones who get the gifts on Jesus' birthday. Now, I know December 21st probably wasn't actually his birthday, but since we don't know, it's just when they picked, I guess. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know people are like, oh, you're a pagan for celebrating pagan holidays, and it's like, I don't think or know that it actually is pagan necessarily. I don't know. People get way too, I don't know, legalistic. I think that's fair to call that legalistic, to say, oh, you can't celebrate Jesus' birth because something about pagans did something about, I don't, now, I don't think you should celebrate Halloween, but has nothing to, I'm not saying that because of paganism, I'm saying it because it's demonic, because it celebrates evil. It's like, why would you want to celebrate the devil? But Christmas is celebrating Jesus. If you're, genuinely, making it about that. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong to do the whole gift exchange thing on Christmas, I don't think that's wrong. Just make sure the point is about Jesus, but every day should be about Jesus. So, like, Christmas by no means is a necessity, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with it. But yeah, I just love talking about Jesus. I could never shut up about him. It's amazing. Like, that's a miracle in itself, I never did things like this before, until I truly put God first in my life a few years ago, and then I felt called to come on TikTok and make videos. And people might be like, "Oh, you're all just in it for the money. You don't care about these things you're talking about." It's like, do you think I'm some rich celebrity? Do you want to know how much money I've made off of this? I made $10 off of TikTok Live total over however long, and I haven't even spent it. It's still in the TikTok wallet thing, and I wasn't even trying to get it. You just get that doing it, however that works. But yeah, this has nothing to do with money, guys. Now there are people out there that do this for money. There are, and that's wrong. But there's no reason to hate God for what man did. That's absurd. You don't go to church because, oh, there's sinful people in there. Yeah, it's a hospital for the sick, not a coffee lounge for the healed. Alright. I'll get off my soapbox. I hope this blessed someone. Have a Merry Christmas. It's almost Christmas, I can say that, right? God bless you guys. Peace.